When you're playing position, there is one rule that will make things so much easier, and after watching this video you will know what it is and how to use it to your advantage the next time you're playing a match. In our first situation, you have a very thin cut, and some players would try to hold 48 with maximum inside spin, which slows the cue ball down. But this is very difficult to predict. I tried to play the exact same shot 2 times and I had 2 completely different outcomes, and I just got a lucky straight-in shot on the 8 here. So when you're facing a thin cut, always ask yourself what the cue ball would do naturally. On this shot, a center cue ball is more predictable and it makes the shot much easier, but it's very dangerous to scratch and speed control needs to be pin perfect. You could also use low left and make sure to hit the long rail first. It's hard to judge the exact path of the cue ball though, but you definitely won't scratch. And if you just had a bit less angle, this shot becomes way more manageable. The scratch is completely out of the equation and you're passing the 8 ball on the side where you're traveling along the line of the 8 ball. So let me know which shot is your favorite one here. In our next example, where we once again have a very thin cut, we could use outside spin and slow roll the 7 ball in. This is what I would recommend for the majority of players. It can be a bit tricky though, and you still have to follow through the ball, otherwise you will just miss. A real great shot would be a drag shot with a touch of inside spin. It's a very touchy shot though. It can also easily go wrong, and I would only recommend that if you had no other choice here. And as an advanced player with great shot making skills, this is my favorite shot. Just use low and supporting outside spin and just let your stroke out. The cue ball will travel nicely towards your next ball. So what I did here, I just imagined where the cue ball will travel if it travels multiple rails, and I just saw this will give me a great position on the next ball. And a quick question in between, do you want to win a brand new cue? Well, J Flowers makes it possible. They are now the official sponsor of this channel and also for me as a player. So if you want to participate in the raffle, just subscribe to my newsletter, and once we reach 500,000 subscribers, which is insane by the way, I will announce the lucky winner. So huge thank you to J Flowers. I will do a what's in the case video soon where I'm showing you my new playing cue, my break cue, my jump cue, my cue case, and maybe even a new table. So a lot of good things are going to come on this channel. Once again, huge thank you to J Flowers. If you're curious in the meantime what I got, then just check the links in the video description. And now let's get back to the video. Pause the video and think about what you would do in this situation. In this situation, playing the shot with inside spin is a possibility, but it makes the shot as hard as it can get when it comes to aiming and stroke execution. So a much better way to play it would be low and right. Your speed control needs to be pretty good though, and if you're overhitting the shot, you can end up far away and even frozen to the rail. That's why I would recommend just using a center ball here, and once again let the cue ball take its natural path. Again, you can let your stroke out and it's very unlikely to end up frozen to the rail. Pause the video and think about what you would do in this situation. If you're trying to get on the 9 ball here, some players would try to play the shot with low and left spin. However, you need a high quality stroke to get a lot of rotation on the cue ball here, and it almost didn't work out. And if you just have a bit less quality in your stroke, then you will get no position on a 9. That's why a better solution would be to use a center ball with inside spin. Look, the cue ball just will travel once again, a very natural path to end in a very great position. However, you can make the execution of the shot easier by just using a high ball. The cue ball will take a slightly different path, but you will still have a great shot on a 9 without any risk of missing or scratching into the corner pocket. This is a tricky situation. Slow rolling into the side pocket is not possible on the shot. By using high and inside spin, you can get a nice position on the 8 ball into the same corner pocket. If you're afraid of the touchy inside spin shot though, you can once again use low right, which makes the shot a bit easier. Let your stroke out and the cue ball will travel its natural path once again. On top, you have a huge target zone on the last rail. If you have more angle, it even gets easier because you can reduce the speed a bit, since the cue ball will lose less energy on contact because you have a thinner cut. And if you have less angle, the follow shot becomes a great option. Depending on the exact angle and quality of your follow shots, you still might need to add a touch of inside spin. Most interesting situation, take your time to think about it. In our final situation, getting on the short side of the 7 guarantees a makeable shot. However, it can be tricky to get position on the 8. With too much angle, the shot is easily missable, and with too little angle, you need to pull off a difficult Euro shot, just like this for example. That's why you can once again let your stroke out and support the natural cue ball's path. However, this shot works best on new and fast cloth. If you're playing on older cloth like mine, you will have a really hard time getting closer to the 7. With this layout, however, it's much easier to get the desired speed on the cue ball, even on slow cloth. It looks like a shot you would never need, but just imagine this layout, it's great to have that shot in your arsenal. And if there is only one thing to take away from this video, it's when playing position, always make sure to keep in mind where the cue ball would go by using multiple rails by supporting the natural roll of the cue ball. Very often it will make things so much easier. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below and subscribe to this channel for more. Thanks for watching guys, and as always, see you at the next lesson. Take care.